Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. I don't care. I'm here in California. It's morning time right here. And if you can see on the title, I put the exact date that I uploaded and recorded this video. Okay, so we're gonna talk. I'm just gonna rant. I decided I'm gonna upload these videos for the very same reason that I am making these videos, and I would be looking for these videos on YouTube to find people who I agree with or who would agree with me. So I'm doing this just to find to create this special place for people like you and I who has had some sort of hardship with any kind of group that has to deal with the Urantia book. And I have my book right here. And just to let you guys know before I can go on the rant, I'm letting you guys know that I still read my book. I'm just not a religious slash superstitious, or nor do I read the book like every day, like some people do, and they just talk off whatever they have read off the book, but never really off of experience. And I'm gonna go over that in this video because there is a huge difference. All right. This is why I talk a lot of shit, because I don't find a lot of authenticity within these groups, okay? And then on top of that, you go to these groups, you see who runs those groups. You know, I still consider myself as a very young guy, especially compared to those who runs these groups. So I have two different readings, two sections in the Urantia book. And I'm going to tell you what I do with this. Like, I split the book as if, like the Bible is. Like, you have your Old Testament and then you have your New Testament. Like, with this right here, I notice that the first three parts, that's like the Old Testament. When you get to the Jesus part, which it is said that it makes up the majority or more of this book right here, to me, that's like the New Testament. Because when you get to that, it's like you don't really care about everything that you have learned about the universe or other planets, other systems that are that are going on out there. It's like when you get to the Jesus part, you get to see like how he lived his life, how he conducted himself amongst others, how he treated other people when they were willing to do transactions with him, or they wanted to follow him. So this is how he would talk to them, right? So I'm learning a lot from just that alone. Granted, you can get a lot of good things out of the Old Testament, that I like to call, from the Urantia book, which means the first three parts of the Urantia book. There's a lot of gold in it, especially when you get to paper 100. And I think it's like paper 100 to paper 112, or it could be 110. Right there, just within those, you can get a lot out of that. And I can bathe in those papers for days, months, years, and it'll be like music to my ears, you know? So anyways, man, let me just get to my fucking rants. You know, the Urantia book had taught me something. Jesus didn't really much care about how you want to go about spreading the gospel. As long as you got the message, as long as you're capable of interpreting and going about doing the Father's business, like, Jesus is all for however you want to do it, and that's fine. And I'm not saying that these people in the Urantia group, the Urantia community, should stop doing what they're doing. In the beginning, I'll admit, it was an awesome idea for these old timers who have been reading the book for 20 plus years, 25 plus years, 30 plus years, 40 plus years, whatever the fuck they want to throw out there. I don't care. But one thing is for sure, though, is that these administrators who are on Facebook came together and they decided to co-create a huge group meant to welcome Urantia book readers, or even those who are curious to know about the Urantia book, from all over the world. Like, literally, wherever you can drop the pen on the map, sure enough, you're going to find somebody in that little area that might have picked up the Urantia book. So I got myself involved with the Facebook groups, and I wasn't really feeling it at first, to be honest with you. I really wasn't. I felt like it was. I felt like it had no flavor. I couldn't connect with it, and I really didn't know why. I just felt like I couldn't, and I struggled with that for the first maybe like for like the first 2 years. So just to give you guys an idea, how long did this thing last? I've been reading the Urantia book since 2006, and I've been calling people. I've been meeting people over the phone, or I'll run into them somehow, some way. But then this new technology took over my life in 2012, 2013. And around that time, I started looking around more people on the internet. And then 2015, 2016 came around. Actually, no, it was a little bit later than that. I'm sorry, I take that back. It was 2018. 2018, 2019, that's when like I started to look into these Facebook groups. So I was in and out participating with these groups online for 4 years. So, like I said, the first 2 years I struggled. Then, little by little, especially during the pandemic, I found my niche. And my niche, unfortunately, it's not a niche for a lot of other people as well. It just doesn't fit well. And I got into it with a lot of readers. Now, people, like I said, people come from all parts of the world and they meet up at this online platform. And I was successful to make a lot of quote unquote friends. I noticed that there were a lot of people who are really interested in the Urantia book, that they'll be willing to listen to anybody who has to say anything that relates to the Urantia book, or anything that has to do with the Urantia books. I got people that will tune in and listen. So as time was going, little by little, I started to come across the admins, and I'm getting to know the admins a little bit more, and things starting to get kind of fuzzy, because once I got to know certain administrators on a personal level, and I start to disagree with their point of views or their worldviews, once they catch wind of me saying something that goes against their agenda, they start attacking me by telling me that I need to be more polite to others. But it's not, they'll use certain words to kind of attack me indirectly, to tell me indirectly, sorry. My mouth is still dry. But stuff like that started to snowball. And now eventually I catch myself having this competition and beef with administrators online. After a while, I started realizing for myself that not everybody could do Urantia book on certain platforms, or however they want you to do it. See, like, I have heard many other Urantia book readers, dedicated, devoted, committed Urantia book readers, telling me that I should read the book every day. For the first couple of years that I was a Urantia book reader, ever since I found the Urantia book, that's what I started doing. Okay, I wanted to listen to these guys. In my crazy mind, I thought, man, what if these people were like angels inside these bodies, and they're like low key coming to me, and like I just felt special. I felt special. It even got to the point where I even thought maybe I'm the supreme being in the flesh, and I'm the one that they're talking about. That's how crazy it gets, okay? That's how crazy I got. And, a wife and 4 kids later, and getting fired from my jobs, and losing money, and just after shit after shit after shit, I realized, you know what? I really am human. So, with all this that I'm throwing at you, and I know it seems like gumbo, don't worry, just bear with me. If you're gonna be following me, trust me, I'm gonna make you feel good about yourself. All right? Because if you're the right person for this channel, you're gonna see why I said what I said. I don't like to dig myself into a book in my early 20s. In my early 20s, when I'm a young Hispanic man who had no guidance. I was struggling to find a job. I didn't go back to school. Right after high school, I didn't even know how to drive a car. Okay, I had to learn all that. So there was so many things that I had to catch up on because I only had a mother in the house. I grew up with 2 other boys. I was gonna say 3, but the other one left already. And my dad was a piece of shit. I had to learn everything by myself. So that's where the conflict started, with me wanting to be this devoted, committed, inspiring Urantia book reader. Because I had to learn how to develop myself as a conducting human being on this earth. So, for many years, I struggled with that. For many years, that was the real thin line that acted as a tension between the Urantia book community and me as a human fucking being. So, I'm learning new things in this world. I'm learning how to talk to women. I'm learning how to go on dates. I'm learning how to save my money. I'm learning how to look at cars as a precious commodity rather than just something that you could just use and abuse. So there was a lot of things that was happening outside of the Urantia community that the Urantia community was not helping me with. You get what I'm saying? Now, okay. Come to me. Come to me. Let's be real. The Urantia book itself, the way I look at it now as a 36-year-old man, this has become a private, sincere, well-constructed material for someone like me who had a lot of questions after reading the Bible, after reading the Torah, after reading the Quran, after going outside of the major religious sects and finding other materials like the New Age stuff or the self-helps, just things that had helped me move forward. The Urantia community did not help me with my growth. They just want to read the book because that's something that they like to do. It's like their hobby. It gets them connected. It makes them feel good, and I'm not knocking them for that. But then there comes a time when I'm raising my hand and I'm telling them like, hey, I really want to go outside of this and experience a lot of other things. And when I had addressed that to many group leaders, whether it be on site or online, they always give me like the same kind of disappointed look. Like, really? Like Like they could just almost ask me this question. Well, what's more important? The stuff that's going on in the world or the things we learn from the book? I cannot learn anything from the book if I'm not experiencing real life. I cannot understand what the book is telling me if I haven't gotten my hands dirty out there dealing with people and all the shenanigans in this world. See, like that's the shit that a lot of these Urantia book administrators and group leaders don't understand. They think that they had figured it out, but they're already at an old age. If you ever pay attention, look at all your group leaders. They're all in their late 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you know? Some of them are even 90s. And God bless them. I'm not hating. I don't want them to go anywhere. They're doing a good thing right now. I found them, they found me, okay? It's a mutual fucking relationship. The egg and the chicken came together. I don't know. They came on a fucking boat. Don't fucking ask me how I know all that. So I thought about stepping outside of the Urantia community, follow my heart, follow my gut instincts, do what I have to do as a real person. I still have the choice to do what is fucking right, which is go to work, talk to other people, treat other people kindly. Like this shit right here is just me and the book. It's just the book and I. That's it. Nobody has to know about this shit. Because not everybody is into reading the books that is the core nature of whatever religion that they grew up in. I grew up with a lot of Catholics, Christians, not so many Muslims, not so many Jewish people, a lot of Hindus, and then and some, some other religions, Buddhisms, so it's all the same to me. You work at a Target, you got to greet everybody at the door, right? You got to treat everybody the same, with kindness. You got to take their word for it, blah, blah, blah. In the Urantia community, this shit is fucked up. It is weird. Like, you got all these people with different backgrounds. And whenever they bring it to the table within the Urantia community, I don't really see too many moderators regulating on that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, these people don't really read the Urantia book themselves either. Like, I know what Jesus said or what he had done to help me see how to find a resolution to this. And what I found out after all these years, I realized that my time on this earth is just as important as anyone else would like to think that their time on this earth is just as important and vital to anybody out there because they're doing or they're conducting this special service. And again, let me say this one more time. I'm not knocking it. They're doing a great thing, but too much of this moderating, too much editing and stepping in, chiming in all the time, tagging you on this and this and that. I don't have time for all that shit. They do. I don't. They want to tell me how to raise my kids or what to say around the house or what to say around them. You got that time. I don't. And then don't even get me started on politics. Because as a conservative living in California, I'm just going to quickly say this. If you're Republican and you're talking shit about California, but you don't live in California, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Us conservatives over here in California are not the same conservatives that live out there in Arizona, Texas, Florida, or wherever other red states that you can name. It's different. And we have to conduct ourselves different. We can't talk the same shit that a lot of other Republicans like to talk about. So it's just out of respect. So anyways, this is just my rant for the day. I don't want to take too much of your time, guys. I will be making like a part 2, part 3, part 4. I don't know. I'm just going to put the dates down and then you guys just go based off that. Because I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't make this a job. Okay? It is a calling, but it's not a job where I can keep coming over here and rely on it to help solve some of my situations, like pay the bills, benefits, having some of my answers questions, the people I got to deal with, who I got to deal with, where do I got to go, things of that nature. When I come onto this platform, it's just, I'm sharing my experience with you guys. And I'm going to be very intimate, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Because a lot of these people that like to comment and say shit, y'all have done a lot of damage yourself. But you want to come over here and throw rocks at me because you don't like the way I say things or what I said, who I'm talking about. You know, maybe this isn't your platform, motherfucker. Go back to Facebook. I think I'm just going to leave it alone from here. I'll post another video up later. Peace.